Come on.
Stop. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Nub Hub.
Name brought to you by yours truly.
I mean, because we have a nub,
And this is
our
hub.
hub.
That was so late. You might or might not have noticed our absence on YouTube.
Or my fully grown beard.
Yes, he's no longer a premature baby. What happened? Why did we leave?
I mean, we been gone for several months, and we honestly just been busy.
Yes, life got in the way. We obviously have a baby that we had to take care of, or try to take care of.
And you know how expensive Enfamil is. You
Obtain this grain.
shout out to your local Walgreens.
For today's comeback video, it is currently Valentine's Day. Aww. Okay, fine. We thought that we could confess to each other our deepest, darkest love and adoration for each other. Just kidding. But we're gonna tell each other the worst dates or worst meetups we've had with people in the past.
I mean, I had quite a few crazy ones. I don't know about you. I never really told you about. I mean, I told you about one, but that's it. But you never told me about like any of your previous boyfriends. Because I don't know, like when she starts talking about them, I just feel like an anger. Because I feel like she should have been with me since that she came out the womb. You get me? And I'm not just saying that because I'm being cheesy and it's Valentine's Day. Like, she should have been with me since you've been out the womb. You get me?
Okay. Everyone has been at least one bad date. You guys know it. If you've been on a bad date, leave it below what happened. This one's kind of like lame, but it like bothers me so much. So, I was texting this guy.
Oh, you were texting this guy, huh?
Well, we were texting.
When was this? You cheating?
So we had plans to go watch a movie that day, and at the time it was when Lazarus Effect came out. So here's a funny thing. So I actually went to go watch Lazarus Effect with a group of friends the day before because it was her birthday. But I ended up leaving early because my mom likes to be a Debbie Downer to pick me up from things really early. Even though I told her we were in the middle of watching a movie, she had to pick me up. So anyway, I told this guy, oh, let's go watch this movie. And he was like, okay, but...
So you asked him out on the date, or he asked you
No,
on
he
the
asked
date?
me out, but he wanted to watch 50 Shades of Grey. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, that's
strike one.
Anyway, so we were going to meet up. I was at the mall, and he's late. He's late by like 20 minutes. And if you're gonna go on a date, you can't be late.
I mean, sorry to cut you off, but sometimes you just gotta be fashionably late and just have the women just think like, damn, did he stand me up? And then just walk in looking all good and shit, you know what I'm talking about? And then they're like all like kind of mad at you, saying that like, why are you late, blah blah blah. But then next thing you know, you hit him with the kazinger like this.
I had to buy my own movie ticket. He bought his own movie ticket.
Wow.
I bought my own
what kind
snacks.
of date is that?
I bought my own snacks and he bought his own snacks. I was kind of making it seem like it's not a date because I was not looking to date this guy, to be honest.
Looks like he was on a budget.
Anyway, we go to sit down on the movie and we're watching it. And the entire movie, he's eating popcorn in my ear and he's talking to me like this. So what do you do for fun? Like, he was literally trying to have a conversation with me.
What do you mean, what do you do for fun?
I hate the
I was
sound
just about
of
to say,
people
isn't
chewing.
that like one of your biggest pet
It
peeves?
So that was my first
On to
one.
my story, boys. You know I'm going. You know where I'm going with this. You know, I'm smashing on the first one. So. I'm joking, but I had this girl, and I don't want to say any names because you know.
Yeah, we're not saying.
We're not naming names, so I'm gonna go ahead and call her Barbara. So
If you don't know, fun fact about us, we like to use old people names for everybody.
Yeah, like Jimmy. Yeah, but anyways,
Like Carl.
a girl named Barbara, and we were talking for like maybe like 2 weeks or so. And she was like all into like fitness and stuff and like waking up early, and she was on the swim team, etc. And then she was like, oh, you're really cute and stuff. There's just like a few things I want to change about you. And I'm like looking at her. I'm like, few things you want to change about me? And I'm like, well, let me hear these few things. And then she's like, oh, you would be really cute if you just like fixed your hair like a beach boy, like beach bummish. and like make it look like you live in
Oh,
like
so
Cali.
that's why you were like, I'd be a beach bum somewhere in one of your profile
That
comments.
was one of the things. And then if you guys like personally know me, I'm not like a big guy. Like I'm kind of pretty skinny until like she got pregnant, and then I started getting the dad
same
bod.
with me.
So
Anyway.
basically, back then I was pretty skinny. I was skinnier than right now. And then she was like, oh, you'd be way better if you're muscular too. So we'll go to the gym and like we'll go ahead and change that for you. And like right away I'm like, yeah, this girl's kind of weird because she's over here like trying to change me and stuff. But
I wouldn't.
I mean,
you.
thanks. But I wouldn't say we went on a date because I didn't ask for a date. She literally said, oh, where do you live? Like where in the facility do you live? And I don't want to say where I live because obviously I don't want none of you creep. I ended up telling her where I live, and like my house is in front of like this big park. So like that's really descriptive, but not too descriptive. She ended up driving in the middle of the snowstorm, I remember. Driving down my block, ended up going to like every single house knocking to see if I was there, which is really creepy, until she finally got to my house. And my mom opens the door to a complete stranger, wakes me up while I'm sleeping. Yeah, wakes me up while I'm sleeping in my boxers, saying that I got company. So I'm like thinking, who can it be? I'm like thinking it's one of my best friends, Alex or Mike. I'm like, okay, I'm getting up and stuff. And I'm looking out the door and I'm like, it's the girl. And I'm like, bro, what is she doing here? That's crazy. I'm like half asleep. And my mom's like, well, I already let her in, so you have to do something. I'm like, Mom, tell her I'm not here. She's like, I already told her you were here, that you were sleeping. And I'm like, oh my God. So
She
like,
wanted to come cuddles.
like I get up. And like back then when like D Rose was like on the reign to like trying to get us a championship, I had the D Rose shoes. So like, I threw some of those on, I threw some joggers on, and I threw on a sweater. Meanwhile, she was all looking all nice and preppy, and I guess you could say somewhat cute. No, she's not cute. She's not, excuse you. Okay? You see that face she gave me? I was like, we ended up going to Panera Bread, which is fairly close to my house. And she was just like, oh, tell me about yourself. And like me, like I'm very awkward on like first dates, especially like if it was like food wise.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna go down and sit there and have a conversation with you while I'm eating food, because like I'm more interested in the food than you get me? So we're sitting there talking, and then she's just like, oh, why are you so shy? And I'm like, I'm not shy. I was like thinking in my head, I was like, I really don't want to be here. You're crazy. And then after that, we just ended up going home, and that was the end of the story. But she was really crazy. Anyways, that's the end of my story, and let's continue with these crazy stories. So, I mean, that wasn't that too crazy, but that was just a little awkward.
I mean, it was a little weird that she stalked you.
Yeah, but go ahead and continue. Got any other ones?
Mine are just like lame, and they were like cheap. But I remember I went to the movies with my at the time best friend, and we went to go watch the Peanuts movie. And then right after like the movie was finished, I got a text from this guy. We'll call him Jim. He was like, he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I was watching movies with." I just told him I got done watching a movie with my friend. And then he was like, "You want to go get something to eat?" I was like, "Okay, sure." I literally went after the movie, dropped my friend off, and right after went out to eat with this guy. We went to go eat Mexican food. And we get in there. And before we even order, he's like, I don't have enough money, so you gotta order your own stuff. And I was like, okay. So I was like, you know what? He didn't ask me on a date. He just said, you want to go get food.
I mean, it really looks like you have bad, like...
I know.
I mean, not bad luck, just saying that you always have to pay for...
So we get our food, and I was so nervous. I didn't even buy a drink. So I was literally eating a soggy-ass chicken torta. And no drink, nothing. Like, literally nothing. I didn't even finish the torta. It was kind of gross.
Say torta for us. Like, pronounce it in your, like, Latino
torta.
voice.
A torta.
Say with authority.
Me comí una torta y no me gusté.
Wow,
So, after that, some guy walks in, and they know each other. And then he's like, oh, I gotta go really, really quick. And I was like, okay. So I was sitting at the table. He leaves with that guy friend outside. He comes back and he's like, oh, he just wanted some weed. So I was like, okay.
wow.
Okay, so I was
So you're in a mix of a drug deal?
Yes.
Oh my God. Who are you dating? El Chapo?
He offered to drive me home, but my mom had seen how he was driving like previously, and my mom was like, "Hell no, you're not getting in the car with that guy. That guy drives crazy." So what do you know? I get in the car with my mom, and the guy's speeding, and you literally see his car going like this. Yeah, we went out a few times, had a little bit more drug deals, and that's it. Don't do drugs.
I like how everything like takes place almost at the movies. That's
like
just like go-to places, you know what I'm
like
saying? Like for teenagers. Like if someone asks you out on a date, no one's like, "Oh, let's go." Like, no one's like interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Me and you went downtown.
Yeah, me and you went downtown, but like no one's like interested.
One last story, and this was the worst of them all. So I went out with this guy, picked him up at his house. I thought I was being nice, and I brought water bottles for us, but he called me thirsty. No,
are you joking right now? Alright, you want to hear about this date? I'll go ahead and talk about this date. No, guys, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. So, basically, it was the day that we went out, and I was all the way in, where was I? In Oak Forest?
Romeo. How do I know where he was, but he doesn't know where?
I don't know. I was celebrating one of my mom's cousin's grandma's birthday that I never met before in my life.
Mom's cousin's grandma's birthday.
Yeah, you know, like when you're like Latino, you have like cousins that you don't even know that you have. So like we're over there celebrating the birthday, and I started talking to her like in the senior year when we graduated, and we're just talking at Wisconsin Dells. We're just going back and forth. But anyways, I ended up saying like, "Do you want to hang out?" Like we just ended up saying like, "Do we want to hang out with each other?"
To be honest.
And then. Yeah, she told me she was about to cancel because she was nervous.
I can't go on dates because I'm too awkward, too nervous. If the person is not talking to me, I can't. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, but anyways, like I ended up going downtown with her, and she picked me up roughly late. It was like maybe like what, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then she picked me up. And she gets out of the car.
Rolled in the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, rolled in what is the Chevrolet. And with her mom.
Yes, my mom drove me everywhere. My mom drove me everywhere because I didn't have my license.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
You didn't either. You could have drove us. That was strike one. Anyway.
Wow. Anyways. So she ended up getting out the car, and we're literally talking for like not even that long, maybe like 2 weeks, and she like reaches out for a hug, and I barely know her, so I'm like,
I was like this.
No, she literally just went for a hug, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then I get in the car, and she's like, I bought this for you, and tell me why. It's the biggest water bottle I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about, this thing was that big, dude.
It was a smart water. I want it to be like bougie, but like it's like.
If you wanted to be bougie, you should have got Fuji.
It's Fiji, but
out of nowhere she's like,
no, this is my point of view.
No. And then out of nowhere she's like, do you want some gum? And shoves it in my face. And
no,
I'm like, bro, does my breath smell? So I'm like low-key like all like concerned. I'm like this in my shirt in the corner and stuff like and I'm like, what?
This is my point of view. It was summer. It was literally like June, like beginning June, and we were going water bottles would be #hydrated. And then the gum was just to have gum, just to chew gum. Because who doesn't like gum? That is it for today's video. If you made it this far, which probably you didn't, because all of you have successful relationships.
Hopefully you guys have sexual relationships.
Sexual.
I said sexual.
Sexual.
Are you assuming my gender? No.
What?
Anyways.
Because me and him do not. Like, we are not perfect.
No, trust me. This is just a persona we're putting on. After this, we're probably going to just beat each other.
After this, I'm going back to my mom's house.
Wow. But anyways, it's Nubhub signing off, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and just continue supporting us.
Have a safe Valentine's Day.
And remember, use protection.
Don't go poking unless I do is spoken. Said by Justin Bieber SNL.
Okay, that's it. See you guys. Bye-bye.